It's almost Thanksgiving break, and you are watching Western Entertainment Television. I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Tommy DeYoung.
Connecting you to WMU.
Coming up in this episode, we will update you on Bronco sports, see what students think should fill the old CampusTrends space, and give a sneak peek of the new Alamo Drafthouse movie theater. But first, let's take a look at my coverage of this year's Health and Wellness Expo.
The Health and Wellness Expo is an annual event that is put on by Western Michigan University to highlight campus resources and community resources that have to do with health and wellness.
We started set up yesterday at 2 o'clock. We had all of the tables and chairs delivered. We put skirts around the tables, put some balloons out to add some color and decorate it, and got it all ready for this morning for the vendors to come by and set up.
Right now we've got more than, how many vendors?
About 70 different vendors here.
And it's open to the WMU community, so faculty, staff, and students are welcome to come and browse through the Health and Wellness Center. There are a lot of interactive things that are going on, massages, Red Cross is here doing blood testing, we have blood pressure testing, so a lot of interactive things are going on as well as a lot of information being handed out.
We're here for is the Sexual Health Care Educator Program through syndicates, and so we're just letting people know that we're here, that we offer practicum credit, and we teach about STIs and pregnancy and do all sorts of fun stuff related to sexual health. I love it. I think our students need to find out how to be healthy. One of the biggest problems for me is getting in that slump where you're not being so healthy, so just learning what campus has to offer or surrounding businesses is a great way to get over that slump.
Well, we're bringing social awareness to health for the Western Michigan University community. Students and staff alike are coming to take a look at all of the different booths that are providing different wellness opportunities for those folks. I'm with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and I am specifically with the Dental and Vision Department of Blue Cross, and we are handing out toothbrushes and dental floss, as well as teaching about how plaque buildup in the arteries and is also similar to the plaque buildup in your mouth, and just bringing awareness to the differences there. So far it's great. We're having a lot of people stop by, a lot more students than we expected, which is fantastic, and we hope they continue to come by.
Up next is Bianca Anderson with this episode's segment of Bronco Hotspot, featuring Saving Our Sisters.
Hey, welcome back to Bronco Hotspot. This week I'm here with a member of Saving Our Sisters. Saving Our Sisters is an organization that aims to eliminate and prevent domestic violence, sexual assault, and mental abuse here on campus through education, speaking up and speaking against campaigns, and campus-wide events. Last week, the group held a series of events, kicking off with an information table in the Barnhart Center lobby. Other events included a healthy relationship and intimacy discussion, open mic mixer, and the second annual Walk Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. To learn more about future events, visit them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Here with me today is Naisha Knight, who joined the organization this fall semester. Tell me, what motivated you to become a part of Saving Our Sisters?
Well, I first heard about the organization through a friend of mine. Her name is Brianna Jenkins, who is also our president. And I actually was a victim of domestic violence. So it kind of struck a nerve with me. So it made me want to join even more and just get awareness out there and tell people, that they don't have to go through it and they have a support system when they do go through it. And just be supportive to each other.
Okay. What is your role with Saving Our Sisters?
I have a lot of roles with Saving Our Sisters. I'm one of many chairs. I'm on a lot of committees in our group. I do marketing, I do event planning, everything pretty much. I work with Brianna on a lot of stuff. My main thing, I do creating the agenda, kind of like the secretary, and I type up a lot of information. And I also, fundraise too. So, yeah.
What are some things that you have learned from being a part of the organization?
One thing I actually learned about that I thought was interesting was the different domestic laws in Michigan. They don't cater to women at all. There's one law that actually states that if you are experiencing domestic violence within your home and then you call the police and they come out, then the woman is usually responsible. So she'll have her children taken away from her instead of the male. Another thing that I learned is about the YWCA, which is a shelter for women, men, heterosexual men. They cater to the whole community. They're non-discriminatory. It's not just for men, it's for women, children, heterosexuals, homosexuals, transgender, whatever, across the board, and I really like that.
What messages do you feel Saving Our Sisters send to young women or, just women of the community? That's all.
I think we empower them a lot because we're getting out there, we're informing them about domestic violence, and we're letting them know that they have a place where they can come, and if they're experiencing, they can talk to people and get help, as well as learn more about it and educate themselves.
Are women the only ones that joined the organization?
No, we actually have 3 males in our group, and I really like their input because they give us the male perspective on domestic violence, because domestic violence is not only against women, it's against men too.
Are there any upcoming events that we should know about?
Yes, this Friday at 8:00 p.m. we're going to be having a benefit concert. $2 donations are welcome, but they're not mandatory. So if you can come out and support us, we would greatly appreciate it.
Where would it be located?
It's in the Bernhardt Center in the North Ballroom.
Okay, is there anything else you would like to say?
No, that's it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This is Bianca Anderson, and this completes Bronco Hotspot.
Last weekend, there were plenty of sporting events going on here at WMU. Here's Vance Goodwin with a sports update.
Hi, I'm Kayla Morgan filling in for Vance Goodman today. It was a great weekend for the Broncos. Unfortunately, the Broncos football team lost against Central Michigan University 22-27. The WMU men's basketball team won their game against Alabama A&M with the final score of 73-69. Our reporter Vance had the opportunity to interview the men's basketball coach on how the team is doing this semester.
It's going well. We're coming off of the Hawaii tournament where we were able to win it and went 2-1 while we were there. And so some good things happened while we were out there, but also some things popped up that we know we need to work on getting ready for the rest of the year. So far so good. We've been able to stay away from injuries, so far this year, and so I feel good about it. Another great, not good, but great group of kids to work with, and I feel great about moving forward. Well, I think our team chemistry once again is outstanding. The guys really get along well. They share the ball well. I always it starts all the way back, Vance, in the recruiting process. We identify guys and we tell them early in the recruiting process. I think that the 2 worst things that could be said about a basketball player is you're soft or you're selfish. And if you get called soft or selfish, those ought to be fighting words, on the court. And the soft part of things, I'm a little sensitive to, because again, we got pushed around a little bit out there, and some of it again was due to being outsized, but we got to have a little more physicality to us than what we showed out there. But the unselfish part was wonderful. We played very, very unselfish basketball, really shared the ball well offensively, made the extra pass, and because of that, we got quite a few good open shots.
The WMU volleyball team will play against the Ball State in their first round of the MAC tournament this Friday. Here's what WMU head volleyball coach had to say about her team.
We feel very, very good about where we're at. We feel like we're playing the best volleyball today we have played all season. And we just have taken the failures and the lessons learned, and we're applying them, and we're trying not to make the same mistakes, but yet we play a game of errors. So we have to be okay with certain mistakes we make as long as they're aggressive errors. So we feel really good about where we're at, and just being honest, I think we're in a very good position where our leaders are. I didn't even mention we started the season without one of our seniors who sprained her ankle and hasn't been in all year. So they've dealt with a lot of adversity along the way. You've got to give them credit. They're resilient. If they win or lose on a weekend, they come back on a Monday ready to go. The Mid-America Conference has 2 divisions, the East and the West. You play everybody on your side twice. You play everybody on the opposite side once. The collective winner of the records is the Mid-America Conference champion. You have a West and an East division winner, then you have a conference winner, and then you're seeded. Only 8 teams go to the conference tournament next weekend, 4 of which stay home. We're one of 6 teams that is guaranteed a spot in that tournament based upon our record thus far. And then we're seeded in that tournament, and there's a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and a final. So we have 3 matches to play to declare the winner of the conference tournament, who then represents the conference in the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Sure, each of them have given uniquely to our program in their own way. Their personalities, their athleticism, their knowledge of the volleyball game, everything they do is unique. What they bring to our team is special.
He also got the opportunity to interview the women's basketball coach on how the team is performing this season as well.
It's quite a different team, actually. It's a team that physically we're slower than last year's team was, just from a physical standpoint. But I feel like we play faster because we moved the ball a little bit better and a little more willing than we were able to get out of our team last year. So that's probably been the biggest difference. But we're still young at the most critical part or component of our team is our point guard spot. So Alex Morton is, she started last night. She is coming back from an ankle injury. She's only a sophomore. She played limited time at the point guard last year. Meredith Shipman, who is our backup point guard, is a freshman, true freshman, that's not what we recruited her to be as a point guard. She's an off guard and having to play a point guard. So we're still young at the most critical position on the team, but we do have a nice blend of people that understand how I tick from a coaching standpoint, as opposed to 15 people had to learn that a year ago, and so our learning curve is just bigger. Yeah, the biggest goal in this program to me right now has nothing to do with wins and losses, because where we're struggling to get the identity to where we can put ourselves in position to win a championship is our locker room. We have to continue to work on that. It's a work in progress. It's way better than we were a year ago, but our championship locker room is where I need to see the most growth in this team.
Stay tuned for upcoming Bronco games. I'm Kayla Morgan with YBOT. Back to you.
Earlier this month, WMU alumna and founder of Mac Update, Joel Mueller, spoke in Schneider Hall as part of the Hayworth College of Business Entrepreneurship Forum. Here is Blair Yankee with a recap of Mueller's presentation.
The founder of Mac Update and WMU alumni, Joel Mueller, recently spoke at Snyder Hall as a part of the Howard College of Business Entrepreneurship Forum. Mueller started Mac Update when he was 16 years old. Mac Update is a website where users can find software, reviews, demos, and more. The company attracts more than 7 million visitors each month. Mueller started off his presentation a little informal, quoting rapper Drake to elaborate on his journey as an entrepreneur.
Rappers is Drake, and he has a song. It's freaking. I love that song. And it's like part of the song is about. He says, "Starting from the bottom, now we're here." Right. Starting from the bottom, now our whole team's effing here. And it gets me pumped up for a couple of reasons. Like, one, because it talks about that progression, and what you learn, and the people that you meet. And two, like the team thing, like it kind of like gets people together, and like you're all kind of working together on something, and that kind of pumps me up. But there's a little bit of disconnect, I think. Like great, like Drake, awesome, like or Jay-Z, right? Like,
Mueller also explained how Mac Update helps users easily install and update applications on Mac operating systems.
Have you ever sat with your mom in front of a Mac and said, "Hey, like you should download this app," and then you watch the process of how complicated it is to actually download and get the app to where it needs to be. Basically, it looks like this, right? You open Safari, you type in the web address, you go to the website, you search for an app, you click download now, it starts downloading a zip archive, it goes to your downloads folder. When you go to your downloads folder, double click, then automatically unarchive the zip file. And it might be a DMG at that point. If you double click the DMG, it mounts to the desktop and mounts to disk image. Then you take the application, drag it to the applications folder, and then you have to go to the applications folder, double click to open it, find the app, double click to finally you're at your app, right? Like it can be a freaking process, no wonder it's so complicated. So Mac Update Desktop makes it really, really easy to install apps.
Mueller said that Mac Update's biggest competitors are Apple and Google. In order to keep up with his competitors, Mueller said that he had to make some tough business decisions early on.
And about a quarter of the way through the year, when I was test driving this really nice Benz, I was also considering hiring a programmer because I had this thought that, man, if I could just stop outsourcing work to some coder and then finding another coder to code new on top of their code and trying to manage all that craziness in their own schedule. So I can just have someone that focuses just on coding for Mac Update, and that's all they do. That would make things way awesome. And so that's the decision that was made.
Throughout the rest of the presentation, Mueller had a visual representation of how Mac Update operates. WMU student Chelsea McLennan said she didn't have any idea of what Mac Update was prior to hearing the presentation. She said it was interesting learning about who Mueller is and what his company does. However, she said that it was hard to comprehend and follow. She said she does not feel Mueller spoke directly to the students, but more so to the community members and faculty. For Western Entertainment Television, this is Larry Yankee.
Coming up next, a new organization puts on a new type of event. Project Industry, an organization that hosts culturally diverse events that provide a platform for innovative ideas, brought hip-hop and political-inspired artist Zeph Farnby to WMU's campus to exhibit his series, Love, Lust, and Desire. Brittany Glanton has the story for you.
On Tuesday, November 6th, and Wednesday, November 7th, the up-and-coming, networking, and innovative organization Project Industry brought New York-based artist Zeph Farnby to WMU. The two-day event consisted of an art exhibition of Zeph Farnby's series, Love, Lust, and Desire, and an artist talk that took place on Wednesday, November 7th, in the Trent Building. President Connor Shanahan and Vice President Aaron Robertson explained the purpose of the event and the mission of their newly formed organization, Project Industry.
We do events to try to cover all bases on campus. We want to cover as many different majors and passions of students at Western as possible. So with this event, the purpose of this event was just to bring some live music in and some really sweet artwork to campus.
Project Industry is pretty much an org that came together. We got pretty much all network in our resource in our organization. We got students from every area that's learning at Western. We got criminal justice majors, human resource majors, engineers, and pretty much all different boards. We want to come along for the events where we can help people build in all areas of life and just pretty much raising awareness in every area.
On both days of the event, guests were welcome to come in to view the art and also speak to the artists. Zeph Farnby is a Chicago-born native, but is currently living on the outskirts of New York City. Beginning his career in graffiti, Zeph grew as an artist and began to get hired to do commissioned walls. Zeph tells us the reason he chooses to depict certain types of messages in his art.
Well, it was really me looking at something that I know people only speak about, but not really want to showcase, in the forefront. And the Love, Lust, and Desire is really pointing out things that people love, what they will lust for, and what they desire. And the way I look at it as a whole, as being a part of America's culture, is people who are after financial stability, but in most times people would want to be rich, so it's like that's what I wanted to showcase, but I wanted to show the evils and the ill side of it more so than showcase and glorify what it does.
If you're interested in more information about Project Industry, visit facebook.com projectindustry/WMU. If you'd like to follow Zeph's artwork, visit zephfarnby.com.
Looking to see a movie and wondering where to see it? Up next, we have John Carroll with Movie Madness.
Thor: The Dark World is an action-packed thrill ride that jumps between worlds, but is grounded with some work from a great cast. Thor: The Dark World is the sequel to the 2011 film simply titled Thor. Set after the events of the Avengers, Thor finds himself torn between two worlds that he was sworn to protect. Things get hairy when Malekith, an ancient and savage ruler, comes to bring darkness to the universe. It's up to Thor to stop him with the help of Jane and Loki. I found this movie to be a lot of fun, where the first film was confined between Earth and a small part of Asgard, the Dark World really opened up the rest of the realm that Thor is from.
If we do nothing, they'll destroy us.
The performances from the cast were pretty great and bring the film along. Tom Hiddleston, who played Loki in the first Thor movie and The Avengers, comes back for another dazzling performance. The movie isn't without flaws though. Thor: The Dark World is a bit formulaic, with a predictable plot and by-the-numbers bad guys. Overall, I think Thor: The Dark World's a pretty fun action movie. My verdict? Go see it in theaters.
When do we start?
If you want to watch Thor in theaters, you're in luck. Look no further than the Alamo Drafthouse. The grand opening of the Drafthouse was on Monday the 18th, and will occupy the space that held the Rave movie theater downtown. The Alamo Drafthouse features 10 screens, a full restaurant and bar, and a strict no cell phone policy. The Alamo Drafthouse is located at 180 Portage Street in downtown Kalamazoo.
The storefront on the ground floor of the Bernhardt Center, that was formerly CampusTrends, has remained empty this semester. Here's what some students think the space should be used for in this episode's segment of People on the Street.
I think that you should put some more food places here, because that would not only give us better places to eat, we could also provide jobs for more students.
It's a nice big room. I can see it being a dojo very easily, some sort of martial arts.
So I believe they should turn it into a nice little cafe where jazz bands can go and perform. You can get coffee, and maybe they could also sell like merchandise and stuff in there.
I feel like we should, they should probably put maybe a small restaurant here, something kind of that caters towards the students, a little fancy sit-down area, kind of like a diner type feel, maybe, just to attract more traffic down here so that, when you get your books, you come down and sit down. You just feel like you have some downtime, just come and sit down in the diner or something.
Ooh, I think that this would be a great space for the students to practice yoga or meditation.
Judging by the look of it, it's big, but it's like small at the same time. I think I would like it to be some type of gang show. I know the Bernhardt Center used to have a bowling alley, so maybe if they can put something that can draw attraction like that and bring students together in here, that would be great.
The semester is quickly coming to a close, which means finals are right around the corner. Up next is Pasha Ship with some study break ideas to help you keep your sanity while you finish up the semester.
Got one. Sorry, I was just taking a 5-minute study break to play Candy Crush. So I have some tips for you today on how to take effective study breaks and not spend too much time doing those things that are non-study related. First up, Facebook. It is a huge time suck. We get involved, we look at people's pictures and statuses, and we forget what we were doing, studying. I say take only 5 minutes to look at Facebook, whether that be your own page or others. It's gonna keep it to a minimum. Try that. Next up, karaoke. I know it sounds weird, but if you stand up and sing one of your favorite songs for a maximum of 5 minutes, you'll feel good about yourself and reinvigorated to study again. Smoothies. They're so delicious, but there's a specific smoothie that you can use with specific ingredients that could actually help your brain. Those ingredients are blueberries, nuts, and pomegranate juice. Mix them all up, maybe add a few extra ingredients, and you have a brain food smoothie. I would say take 10 minutes to do that before you get in the kitchen and start baking cupcakes and procrastinating. A snack run. Yes, we love snacks. They're helpful for studying and we just adore them. We eat them up, right? I would say that if you're looking for something to do in about 20 minutes, go for a snack run. Grab those Cheetos or that Arizona tea or whatever it is that you like to eat or drink during your study time. And finally, if you've got about 30 minutes and you want to just unwind a little bit between studying for different subjects during finals week, I would say spend a maximum of 30 minutes watching your favorite show. It'll take some of the edge off and you can get a little bit of a break. Remember, 30 minutes. Don't watch a full season of Breaking Bad. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my studying.
Also this Friday is the art fair and talent shows Amplify It. This free event is focused on stress relief and positivity. It will be held at 7 p.m. in the East Ballroom of the Bernhardt Center.
This Friday's WMU's Habitat for Humanity organization will be having their annual fundraising event called Shantytown. The event will begin at 8 p.m. at the Lee Honors College. Shantytown is a public demonstration for housing injustices, and participants will spend their night outside by the flagpoles. The cost is $30 and free food will be provided. So John, what are your plans for Thanksgiving break?
Well, I hope to drive home to the east side where I live. I'm from the Detroit area. And see my family, see my friends, eat a lot of turkey.
Oh, that's nice. I'm also from the Detroit area, west side. And I'm going to spend time with family, eat some turkey, stuff my face, and have a good time.
That sounds pretty solid. But before you go, don't forget to attend CAB's Pride Prom. This is a fun-filled event that gives students a second chance at a formal prom by letting them wear whatever they want and go with whomever they want. This is going to be Saturday from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. and is free for all WMU students. This has been Western Entertainment Television. I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Tommy DeYoung. Connecting you to WMU.